Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cozy in my hoodie. We have a Volibear review. We're going to just react to it. I haven't seen anything, I haven't followed it. I'm not too big of a fan of following like the production of things because I'd rather just experience it in the moment when it comes. So let's get to it. The Storm Volibear review recap. I heard that the live stream wasn't that great, so I'm lucky that we get to see a summary of it. Let's jump into it. We have audio? We have audio. Jesus. Okay, Volibear. How big are you, man? And the fact that he's on 4 legs often, that's sick. Holy. This is the songs of my people, my way. We're Vikings. Yo. It just reminds me of a scene in Vikings where there was this... so there's this ritual where you eagle someone. Basically, you rip out the rib cage and then you pull their lungs out from their back and then you hang it on their shoulders. Something like that. There's a scene in, I think, season 2. Or maybe season 1. I think season 2. Anyway, yeah, we continue. It became a bit dark. Holy. Holy, I like how they tied it to the lore. I think the only enemy, though, for Volibear is Lysandra, because she's the only watcher here. I don't know if Ornn is an enemy. Okay, he hates Ornn apparently. Okay, wait. I guess we'll see the abilities on the other thing. Let's just let this video play. That looks sick. Oh, he's humongous. Yo, this is just Nasus, no? It's Nasus. Holy. Holy shit, that looks sick, man. Wow. He looks a bit too happy, though. He looks a bit too happy, I'm gonna be honest. His smile doesn't fit the menacing feel of the champ. What the fuck? That is crazy. That is the best. I love it. This is just great, man. This is, how can you complain about this, man? This is just wow. He's got pockets. He's got pockets. Okay. Tough to beat the mustache after that, man. I like the music. Wait. So it is tied to the watches somehow. Velcos. Whoa! 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 Jesus! Wait. Look. It's a Game of Thrones reference, no? Look at that. It's on the throne. Holy shit, look at his neck. Whoa! That is peak R right there, man. It reminds me of the Ravenlord people in World of Warcraft. I think it's the Burning Crusade. You know, the ones that were in that wasteland in Outland. The temple. I don't remember the name of the temple. Nevertheless, cool. Oof. Oof. Oh. Look at the amount of HP this champion has. Oh, slamming. Slamming. So it looks like Q is just a bash. Holy shit, man. Holy. That is actually sick. Oh. Well, good that they show it here. I'm never gonna play ARAM. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, that was nice. Let's get to the abilities, shall we? Let's get to the good stuff. Okay. The Relentless Storm, Volibear, the thunderous demigod known as the Thousand-Pieced Bear, is the battle spirit of Freljord. Thousands of years of constant and bitter wars, fought in the coldest winters, have hardened Volibear into a truly indomitable force. Hurling bolts of lightning from the highest peaks, and when snowy tempests rage down, it could only mean that he is on the attack once more. Any who dare to face him may find themselves joining his fierce army of Ursine warriors, assuming they do not fall victim to his savage claws. Okay. Alright. Passive. Volibear's attacks and abilities grant attack speed and eventually cause his basic attacks to deal bonus magic damage to nearby enemies. Well, the question always with abilities like this, is it a stacking thing that, you know, where like... Does it stack like Conqueror? I imagine it's going to stack like Conqueror. A lot of champions get designed with Conqueror in mind. This looks like Conqueror business right here. Because it would make sense if it was like every third attack and then boom. Like for example, let's say I can stack 1-2 and then like be ready. And then commit to an all-in and then like instantly... like sure, in that moment, instantly, probably I can get the passive off. But what I mean is, let's say I punch 1-2 on golems. And then I walk for, let's say, 30 seconds and then I gank or something like that. I doubt it's going to be like that. I imagine this is going to work like Conqueror. So this is already good synergy with Conqueror, right? So that's cool. Always very important as well with champions like this is that, you know, especially with champions that don't want to itemize specifically penetration. You know, there's a class where, you know, there are champions like Mordekaiser and Darius. I don't remember the class name of them. Juggernauts. And they have natural penetration in their build. Already from the get-go, considering they have, there's like some mixed damage here, tells me that this is more of a bruiser class more than anything else. But let's see. If there's natural penetration, then, you know, we will see. But obviously we don't see the numbers just yet. But this is Conqueror synergy right here. And bonus magic damage is always cool because... You know, you don't know if you go armor or MR or whatever, you know. Different build path is always interesting. And especially with the champion that can build and synergize with attack speed, it's also cool. Okay. Thundering Smash. Volibear gains speed towards enemies, stunning and damaging the first one he attacks. Okay. Well, from an aesthetic point of view, I think the flip was cooler. Like the slam down is cool. I wish it had more effects, honestly. I wish it had more effects in the sense that I wish it was like thundering down, you know, or like if it's the wrestling one, if he just takes a chair and bashes someone in the head, that would be sick too. The flip is more aesthetically pleasing, if I'm going to be honest so far. But let's see. Let's continue. We have a stun, move speed towards enemies, very similar to the previous Q, but now a stun instead of a flip. W. Frenzied Maul. Volibear damages an enemy, applying on-hit effects and marking them. Casting the spell again on the same target deals bonus damage and heals Volibear. Okay. Well, two things already synergize super well with attack speed and attack speed items, but it's so tricky with champions that are immobile and want to... a big problem for Volibear was that you kind of want to buy every item on him. You want to buy attack speed, you want to be tanky. There's so many items that you want to buy on Volibear. You want to go Righteous Glory. There's so many items that are considered premium on Volibear. So you're like left in this position where you are going to be lacking unless you're really, really fed. And that's I felt like was the biggest issue with Volibear in the past. I know that people have been playing Volibear to some success nowadays, when I'm saying in the past, I'm thinking Season 2. Like I played Volibear competitive, and I remember itemizing back then was really tough. And here, a big difference between, for example, Volibear and Aurelia, that is like an attack speed demon, that she's very, very mobile, right? She's very, very mobile. She has a lot of dashes. She can get to you. She doesn't rely that much on the aspect of being tanky, because she can naturally survive through the means of lifesteal and being a threat and just being mobile. While Volibear and champions like Nasus and Volibear, they always run into, kind of a dilemma, right? So we'll have to see. Itemizing attack speed is in a lot of cases tricky. But there's a lot of synergy here. Applying on hit effects and marking them. I imagine casting the spell again on the same target deals bonus damage and heals Volibear. There is some synergy already with on-hit effects and maybe Ginzu and Witsend and so forth. Okay, we continue. Sky Splitter. Volibear summons a lightning bolt at a location, dealing damage and slowing enemies while granting Volibear a shield if he's inside the blast radius. So the reason I mentioned that he's kind of like Nasus is because of this. This reminds me of the Nasus E. The range will matter. I think this is more of a melee versus melee type use. I don't know how big the shield is going to be, but imagine you're not going to get that much value if you use this as poke or if you use this as a ability to fight back in lane. I think maxing E and playing for E Sky Splitter to poke enemy Jace out or something like that is probably not going to work. For full value, you need to be in the circle. So I think, yeah, it is more of a melee zoning tool, so to speak. Ultimate. Stormbringer. Volibear leaps to a target location, slowing and damaging enemies beneath him while gaining bonus health. Enemy towers near his landing location become temporarily disabled. Wow. So that is a fresh mechanic to add to the game. We don't have anything similar to this, and this is definitely going to force players to think more about the possibilities. But at the same time, it's no different than champions having turret reset aggros. It just gives Volibear, when I'm saying turret reset aggros, I'm saying Kled passive, Elise repel, Fizz playful trickster. You get my point. I don't think that this is going to require that much of a learning curve or learning process. I hope that you don't get CC'd as in the video here. As you can see, like as he pops down, right? He pops down and he kind of stands still. We're just gonna hope that the player here is mechanically bronze and he just doesn't begin attacking right away, because I imagine it's not going to be the way. Well, this seems cool, right? Gaining bonus health. This is going to synergize. Like when we think of this as a jungler, this sounds insane, right? You have AoE in your basic attacks, which is crazy. You have W, applies on hit effects, which works with machete, and you heal up. Then you have the Q flip, not the flip, but the stun with the move speed, and then this one with another gap closer and to disable turrets. And once again, ulti synergizing with Cinderhulk. So that's cool, right? This is the first place my theory crafting goes to. And then it's a question of numbers. Like if the numbers are absurd, then she's going to be OP. If not, then I think this is a type of champion that might struggle in the top lane depending how strong Sky Splitter is. Because this ability is still quite interesting. And I don't know if this is going to be, this healing, if it's going to be less when it's on minions, if it's less, if it's more when it's on champions. These things always matter, But then, like, if my imagination takes me to a place where a Volibear fights a Darius, it's hard to believe in it, Or if a Volibear fights a Jax, it's hard for me to believe in it. If a Volibear fights a Fiora, these are the champions that, always bruisers are going to be tested against. And I think these numbers need to be absurdly OP in order for this champion to beat those champions, the other champions in the bruiser class. So I think this is looking like a jungler 100%. And I'm sure some cheeky guy is going to say, oh, what about support? Yeah, well, at this point in time, you can almost play anything support. And you will probably see Mickey X on stream playing it. Okay, so I'm kind of excited. I'm happy that we don't get like an overloaded champion. I think there are some interesting mechanics here, but this is a champion that is going to be very, very based off of numbers, how good he is. This is probably the least loaded kit we've seen in a very, very long time on a champion. Every ability looks to do like very few amount of things, Grants abilities grant attack speed and eventually causes blah blah blah. That's a passive. Then Q, move speed and stun. Cool. W, apply on hit effect and then reapply and do nothing. Bonus damage and heal. So it's just numbers. E was unique, right? Shield and AoE and then the ultimate. I'm just like, it's not that overloaded in the sense that if you compare it like a Dr. Mundo, but I mean more in the sense that the last champion we had was like a Philios and Senna, and these champions are crazy for the game. So I think this is Riot testing, some standard and basic champions again. I think that's cool. The Q doesn't get me too interested, but I think this is a top laner that is a nightmare to balance, and I think it's just going to be a strong jungler. It looks like a strong jungler to me. Let's take a look at these available skins. Thunderlord Volibear. This looks really sick, I think. I like the whole lore of Freljord. This is Ornn. So Ornn is his enemy, I guess. If someone knows the lore, please let me know. I'm sure you guys are going to be very upset with me because I said that Lissandra is a watcher, blah, blah, blah. Nevertheless, Northern Stone Bear. This looks like Bane. That's not Bane's voice, but I'm not going to do a Bane voice. Rune Guard Volibear. The position is kind of weird. We don't see your face. It's okay. Captain Volibear. This was by far my favorite, man. This was by far my favorite. That mustache was clutch. El Rayo Volibear. Rayo? I don't know. But now it's about to get clapped, man. I didn't see the Mundo before. And then the 1000 pierced Volibear. This is cool. This is cool. Reminds me of World of Warcraft. The Raven Lord. I really like the Freljord like aesthetic to the game. It's really, really sick. But nevertheless, those are my impressions. What are your impressions? Tell me. What do you guys think? Was it cool? Are you hyped? Are you hyped for a champion that is less, overloaded? I think that's cool. We get very little of that. I think there's going to be a jungler. I think top lane he's going to have a hard time unless he has crazy numbers. So let's pay attention to how the meta develops. All the best to all of you. I wish you guys a pleasant weekend. Take care, stay safe, bye-bye, and bless you if you sneeze during this video. And bless your face.